goodness, I'm so excited! Hey there everybody, it's RevKev here, a little vlogging today, and I am really excited about what I'm working on today. I am prepping our 2019 vegetable garden. I know, right? This is a whole new world for me, this vegetable gardening thing. You may have seen in another video, and if you haven't seen it, I'm going to post a link in the description below. I was going through a little bit of a, what's the word? Midlife crisis? I guess you can call it that. You know, didn't go out and buy a motorcycle or do anything stupid, but I was struggling. I was struggling in determining and finding things I enjoyed to do. The stuff I've loved for years and years and years, I wasn't enjoying anymore. The hobbies that I've had for years and years and years, I wasn't enjoying them anymore. And so my wife, Danielle, actually suggested gardening. Maybe she felt I needed to get outside, get a little bit more fresh air. I don't know. But she suggested it, and I started researching it and subscribing to a whole bunch of YouTube channels. And there are some amazing gardening YouTube channels that I'm going to put in the description as well here. And I bought this book here. The Square Foot Gardening book here by Mel Bartholomew. And this thing was amazing because I've never done anything like this before. So last summer, I went out and I had to build this in our front yard because I get no sun in the backyard. So this is in our front yard where all our neighbors can see us. So I built two 10 feet by 3 feet raised vegetable beds and had this completely filled and to the brim growing with amazing stuff. And in fact, why don't you just have a quick look at what that garden looked like here. So good, so good. So this year, I've got a year under my belt. I've seen a few things that worked, a few things that didn't work. So for my 2019 season, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm planning to add 2 more beds. This one's going to be closest to the house. So this is 8 feet by 2 feet and another 8 foot by 2 feet, which is going to be closer to the road. Of course, obviously close to my property line and where the snow plows are not going to destroy it in the wintertime. The one closer to the road, I'm actually building a community garden. So this is going to be, I'm going to have some signs on here, and this is going to be a help yourself. This is just a way to be a blessing in my neighborhood. A lot of seniors live in my street. I'm actually one of the youngest guys who lives in my neighborhood. So just felt this is a way to be a blessing to my neighbors. So they'll be able to help themselves to some good vegetables there. And the rest of us will be for our family and whatever else we want to give away. So I'm in the process now of mapping this out and planning this out. So let's dive into this a little bit. The first thing that I need to do is I'm sorting through everything and figuring out what do I need to plant now. Here in Canada, right now in my front yard, I've got close to 4 feet of snow. That's a lot of snow. It still can get cold. That frost warning, that last frost line is very flexible. So usually early May, mid-May is kind of when everything's recommended to plant here. So a lot of stuff I want to have pre-grown, really moving along so I can get it in there because I'm trying to spread out the season as much as I can. So things like, you know, spinach and lettuce and radishes and carrots, the things that we eat every day in salad. I want to have a steady crop of that coming like all summer and all fall. So I'm planning all this out. And what's really cool is I actually like math. And I like figuring things out. I like equations. I like problems. And so this gardening hobby has really kickstarted my brain and math and calculating everything and, you know, setting up timelines and all that. So this has been a lot of fun. So I got my Pro Hex seed starting tray here, and so let's fill this up and start planting some seeds. It was really interesting when Danielle recommended to me that we would start doing some gardening together. I was actually thinking about getting into 3D printing. I wanted to, you know, maybe get more into model making and some of the games that I play. and a buddy of mine was selling off an old 3D printer. And so I kind of talked to Danielle and I said, hey, what if I get into this? This might be a fun hobby. And she's like, yeah, you know, you'd enjoy that, but you'll do that completely by yourself. It wouldn't be something that we could do together as a couple or as something that we could do as a family. So that's why she kind of made this recommendation. Why not consider this instead? Because it's something that we could do together, even though as I do, I tend to go big or go home and take over a lot. I need to work on that still. And I think there was a lot of wisdom in what she suggested, because it just has been a lot of fun. I'd go out there, you know, my son, not into it as much. He's more of a tech guy, computer guy, kind of like I was. And but my daughter has been out there helping me out with stuff, and my wife is out there every week with me, helping me to weed and water and harvest, and it's just been really fun to be out there as a couple, working on this stuff together. So, you know what? If you're looking for a hobby that you can do as a family, why not try this out? You don't have to go crazy like I do. I don't know what it is about me. Go big or go home. I can't help it. I go nuts with this stuff. Like, it was funny when my buddy was, looking to sell his 3D printer. I was like, "Ooh, okay, it's only a couple $100. And Danielle was like, well, let's do gardening. It'll be so much cheaper. We'll save a lot of money. And instead of spending $300, $400 on a 3D printer, I spent $800 in wood and soil and everything to build this garden. So had a little bit of a cost at the beginning, but because it's in our front yard, I wanted it to look really, really nice. So I'll just finish this off and be back. I think one of the things that I've loved the most about getting into vegetable gardening has been the fact that it has gotten me outside, and it has gotten me to have to do a little bit more physical work. You see, I have what I call a head and heart job, which means basically I use my head a lot in, I'm learning and studying it so that I can be able to teach others, and a heart job where I come alongside people in their times of pain and hurt and struggle so that we can kind of encourage them and build them up. So because I have a head and heart job, I can become very head tired and very heart tired. But what happens when you're head and heart tired is your body goes, so what? I'm not ready to sleep yet. The body is wide awake, and I would find myself night after night after night after night just wrestling and just exhausted in my head and exhausted in my heart. But the body's going, yeah, I'm not ready to sleep. So getting outside every single day, even if it's just to water the garden, it's just to weed it, the up and down, the carrying different things, composting, all the different things that come with this, it's actually balanced out the head, heart, and body part of our human nature, which has made me more relaxed, has made me sleep better, has made me enjoy the head and heart part of my job more, because it just makes me feel so much more balanced. So if you ever find yourself struggling in that kind of balance between your head, your heart, and your body, well, maybe those three things are out of whack. Maybe you need to be challenging your brain a little bit more. Maybe you need to be stretching your heart and grow your heart a little bit more. Or maybe we need to get off our butts and move our body around a little bit more too. So I'm a big believer in that head, heart, and body component, and trying to maintain a balance between all three to live a really healthy life. So this has been wonderful for that. What I'm doing now is I'm just going by certain seed types, and the way the square foot gardening works is based on your square foot that you've got marked off. You put a certain number of plants per square foot. So I've calculated what type of plant means how many plants I can put into each square foot. And I kind of figured all that out, and I've got that marked here in my booklet, and now I've got a map of this tray, because I don't really know what things look like when they start growing. When people go, oh, what is that plant? Until I see a vegetable on it, I have no clue. So by just marking these off here, I'll know where to put them into the larger garden later on. 3, 4. I'm really high tech. I can count to 4 because I'm a big boy now. Yeah. There we go. Like I said, let me mark it off here on our chart. So when the seedlings start coming up, I have a clue what that is. So we'll just fill these all up. So I got this all set up here now and all covered up and nicely watered, and we're good to go. Gonna put this down in the basement, not in the direct sunlight yet, but where there's a good amount of sun, but not direct sunlight. And yeah, hopefully 5 to 10 days we'll start seeing some plants come out, and so exciting! I'm excited to get this started again. I really enjoyed the gardening last year. So if you want to stay up to date in how this is going and life lessons that I learned while doing this and as we grow together, would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button, hit like, share this on social media, and comment. I would love to know what you do to kind of have fun and to balance, your life and all the demands that we have as we live this life in this culture and this world that we're in. So this is Rev Kev. This is episode 1 of the Gardening 2019 season, and look forward to documenting this and journaling and going on this journey together. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.